Intelligence, AI. You hear about it constantly, right? It feels like this huge, world-changing thing that's moving so fast it can make your head spin. But what if I told you it's not some distant sci-fi concept? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the noise and get right to the heart of what AI really is and what it means for all of us.
So when you hear AI, what do you think of? Sci-fi movies, right? Robots, super smart computers. But the reality is way, way closer to home. It's already working for you, right now, in the background, in dozens of ways you probably don't even notice. So the question isn't if you're using AI, it's how many times you've already used it in the last hour.
I mean, think about it. That social media feed that just kinda gets you, that's AI. That spam filter that keeps your inbox from being a total disaster, AI again. The navigation app that helps you dodge a surprise traffic jam, or that online store that suggests something you suddenly need, yep, all of it is powered by artificial intelligence. Its whole job is to learn patterns, figure out what you need, and make your life just a little bit easier.
Okay, so it's clearly everywhere. We get that. But what are we actually talking about when we say AI? Let's break it down and get to the simple truth.
At its absolute core, AI is really about one thing: teaching computers to do things that, up until now, only humans could do. You know, stuff like recognizing a face, understanding what someone is saying, or making a quick decision. The goal isn't to build a thinking, feeling brain like ours. Not at all. It's about building these highly specialized tools that can mimic one little slice of our intelligence and often do it way faster and more accurately than any person ever could.
And this quote, it just nails it. Think about electricity about a century ago. It wasn't just another invention. It was this invisible force that completely transformed, well, everything from how we worked to how we lived. That's exactly what AI is today. It's not just another piece of tech. It's the new foundation that's going to power pretty much every other innovation from here on out.
It really helps to think about these terms like those Russian nesting dolls. Artificial intelligence is the biggest doll. That's the whole field. Then inside that, you've got machine learning, which is the main way we create AI today. Instead of programming rules, you just feed it tons of data and let it learn for itself. And then inside that, you have deep learning. That's a super powerful kind of machine learning that uses these things called neural networks to analyze massive amounts of data. This is the engine behind things like self-driving cars and all that crazy good image recognition.
And if deep learning is the engine, well, it only runs on one thing: data. Just an unbelievable amount of it. Seriously. Without a constant fire hose of data to learn from, even the most powerful AI in the world is basically a very, very expensive paperweight.
You know, this isn't just some clever saying anymore. It's the dead center economic reality of our time. The most powerful companies in the world today, they're not drilling for oil. They're mining data. Because they know that having the biggest, most detailed data sets is the #1 key to building the smartest and most effective AI.
And this is how that advantage becomes almost unbeatable. It's called the AI flywheel. It starts when a company makes a great product that gets a bunch of users. Those users create data, right? That data then gets fed back into the AI to make the product even better. A better product brings in more users who make more data, and the whole cycle just spins faster and faster, leaving the competition completely in the dust.
So what does this whole AI engine, fueled by all this data, actually do in the real world? Because this isn't just theory for tech companies. This revolution is already happening, right now, changing entire industries from the inside out.
Let's take finance. AI is changing how we manage our money with these robo-advisors that can handle investments for you. But even more important, it's protecting it. AI systems can scan millions of transactions every single second to spot fraud, often before you even know it happened.
Or think about how we travel. That's being completely rewritten. You might check into a hotel and have an AI assistant in your room that handles everything, and at the airport, imagine just skipping all the lines and boarding the plane just by looking at a camera. That's not some far-off future. It's already being tested today.
But maybe the most profound impact is happening in healthcare. An AI like IBM's Watson can process and understand pretty much every medical study ever published, something no human doctor could ever do. And based on that, it can recommend cancer treatments that, get this, match the advice of the world's top cancer specialists 99% of the time. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a tool that has the potential to save millions and millions of lives.
So the potential for good is it's immense, obviously. But a tool this powerful always has two sides.
So to really understand this feature, we have to be honest and look at the incredible promise and the very real challenges that come along with it.
So on one hand, you have these incredible world-changing benefits, curing diseases, boosting productivity, taking people out of dangerous jobs. But on the other hand, you've got these major hurdles listed right here. Serious disruption to the job market, big ethical questions we have to answer, and the real risk of this tech being used for harm. This is not a simple good or bad story. It's incredibly complex.
Okay, so with all of this change happening so fast, the most important question is pretty simple. What does this all mean for you? How do you get ready to not just get by, but to actually succeed in this new era of AI?
Here's a really great way to think about it. First, just double down on being human. The skills that AI struggles with, things like creativity, empathy, and complex problem solving, those are about to become your superpowers. Second, start thinking about AI as a tool. Instead of worrying about it, ask yourself, how could I use this to solve a problem that I really care about? And third, get literate. You don't need to be a coder, but you do need to understand the basic ideas to see how it can bring your own ideas to life.
Look, here is the bottom line. For centuries, the keys to success were reading, writing, and math, right? Well, we are now adding a third cornerstone to that foundation, AI literacy. Understanding this technology is no longer just for techies. It's becoming a fundamental skill for absolutely everyone.
And really, all of this leads us to one last really big question. As AI starts to handle more and more tasks for us, what's left that makes us truly and uniquely human? Maybe the real promise of this whole artificial intelligence revolution isn't just about building smarter machines, but about challenging ourselves to become more creative, more empathetic, and more curious humans.
Please do subscribe.